Now, my daughter, and I never had asparagus done like this before. My asparagus was always boiled, and then we eat them with butter. But these here, I don't know what all she puts. I get some kind of cheese on them, and she bakes them. And folks, they are delicious. And she's never had them just boiled. But they're delicious. I love them. I love them. I'm going to eat that one. Oh, yeah. I love them. She's in there frying chicken right now. 2 nights a week we get supper. Well, we eat over the other nights, but 2 nights a week, this is her days off, and she's fixing supper. Them is so good. I'll have to ask her what those are called. Yep, they are delicious. GoPro, stop recording. Well, my baby wants me to make him some more Hazelback potatoes, or taters. So I guess I got to put on my cooking hat. I know this hat don't have anything to do with it, but seems like when I cook something with this hat on, it don't come out all that great. But look at my hair. But when I put this hat on, it seems to come out a lot better. So now I'm going in there and I'm going to cook my baby some Hazelback potato, and I might as well fix me one too, and I'll show you a picture of mine when I get it done. I'm not going to take a video of me cooking it, but see you in about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. GoPro, stop recording. Why you look so scared of me, darling? Huh? You good girl? What's wrong? What's wrong with you, baby? You won't go outside? I seen them ears perk up. You won't go outside? I wonder why she does that. You're a good baby girl. Yes, you are. You Poppy's bed buddy. You my bed buddy? Baby, you wanna go outside? Oh, good girl. What you doing, huh? You my little girl? Yes, you're my baby. You're my baby girl. You comfortable? You comfortable? Oh, my little girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you my baby. Yeah, it's good girl. Baby's a good girl. Yes, you are. You're a good girl. You want to howl? You want to go outside? I don't know why when I say you want to go outside, them ears perk up like that. You're a good girl. Oh, 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 oh. You're so funny. You're such a good girl. Yeah. You're a good girl. And my baby girl. Yes, you are. You're my bed buddy. You're my bed buddy. GoPro, stop recording. Who? YouTube family. I had several things I want to talk about today. One thing, I was talking to somebody about, they was talking about these cruises they used to go on. Of course, I don't think none of the cruise ships are doing anything right now because of the COVID. But they was talking about how they missed that and everything. And I made the comment, you couldn't, no way, no how, talk me into going on a cruise ship. Well, it's so much fun and there's so much to do and all that stuff. And I'm telling you folks, when I came back from Europe when I was in the military, I had to come on board a ship. And it was Simon B. Buckner was the name of that thing. And if I'm not mistaken, that was very similar to what they used to call Liberty ships. And I think it was about 2,000 soldiers on that ship at the same time I was on it coming back. We was coming back from Bremerhaven, Germany. And a day out, I got sick. And when I stepped off that boat in New York, the Brooklyn Army Terminal, I was sick. I was sick for about a day after that. And the sick part, it was horrible. But the part that it scared the pee-hunky doodles crap out of me. The closer we got to the United States, the worse the weather got. Lord have mercy. I got a couple of clips I'm gonna show you of how that looked when the weather was bad. I mean, they had ropes strung up all around on deck. I didn't go on deck but twice. And that was to throw up. Let me tell you something. Imagine This is the ship, and this is the top. This is the bottom. Now, it would roll. I thought that thing was gonna turn over, but it would roll like that, and then this top is over here. And if you was looking over the side, you was looking at sky. And if you looked to the other side, you was looking down in a big old valley of nothing but water. And then it rolled back the other way. And then the props, the propellers on that ship, it got so rough the back end would come up out of the water, and then propellers, you knew when it was doing that, because them propellers, them big old blades on them propellers, they would beat the water real hard. They wasn't in the water, they was above the water, and they were turning and smacking the water, and it would vibrate that whole ship. There is no way in God's name you would ever get me back on the ship of any kind.
Why are you holding that?
Now, if I could go see one of my subscribers, Petite Fireball, she lives on Smith Island, and they're 12 miles. That's 12 miles from the mainland. What?
Big naked man here.
What's he doing?
He's coming in here naked.
GoPro, stop recording. All right, I got interrupted. But that was the worst. I won't say no, that wasn't the worst 9 days of my life, but it was pretty dang bad. Pretty bad. But there's gonna be a couple of clips in this video of different people say, now, well, the cruise ships now, they don't do that. Well, bull, they do that. It just depends on if you hit the weather or not. So you'll see in these clips that I'm gonna show you, they pay big money to go on those cruises. And then you see them like walking down a corridor or something, and they're walking slanted wise because the ship's leaning one way or the other. And they're sitting in these lounges and stuff, and furniture's sliding all over the place, and stuff's hitting the floor, and dishes, and your meal's winding up in the floor off the table, and you'll just see how bad it is. No, thank you. I don't need that. I especially don't need to do that, and I have to pay for it. They would have to pay me to go on, and I wouldn't go on it then. No, sir. Oh my gosh, but that was terrible. The closer we got to the USA, the worse it got. The worse it got. And then when I got off the ship at the Brooklyn Army Terminal in New York, it still felt like you was on the ship and it was moving. It took me a day to get over that. When I got on the train in New York to head to Florida, it was still moving. No, sir, I don't. Now they fly. The soldiers, they all get flu now. They don't nobody go on the ships, troop ships. I guess they might do that in emergencies and stuff, but now they fly them.
Aren't always granted. In late 2017, a passenger ferry was struck by a particularly strong storm, which generated waves that were up to 30 feet high. They threw the ship from side to side, and it was utter carnage inside, with winds ranging to speeds of 100 knots. Passengers fell to the ground, tables, cutlery, and other objects rolled across the floor, and for a moment, the hundreds of people on board were left fearing for their lives. According to the ferry operator, there was never any risk to the stability of the vessel. And while there was certainly a bumpy ride, there weren't any serious injuries, and the passengers reached their destination on time. Number 12. Navy ship in the Southern Ocean. With far fewer land masses to break the paths of waves, the wind and storms of the Southern Ocean is renowned for being one of the most treacherous stretches of water in the world, and it's there that the record for the highest wave ever detected was measured. The lack of land means that ships don't travel across the ocean as much as elsewhere in the world, and those that do can be in for an eventful time. This footage was recorded by a New Zealand Navy ship in late 2015 and shows just how crazy the conditions can become. The HMNZS Otago was on a 3-week maritime surveillance operation in the ocean, and around a week into it found itself in the middle of a storm with winds that reached almost 100 miles an hour and swells that reached up to 50 feet high. The ship rode over the peaks and crests of the waves, and as it splashed down, so much water was sprayed up that it obscured everything from view. In an interview after the footage was released, the captain said that during the mission they experienced everything from blue skies and open water to thick fog, snow, and moderate ice conditions, meaning it's definitely not somewhere to even consider going if you suffer from seasickness. The passage for ships traveling from South America. Normally they experience rough waves and strong storms, but in December of 2010, the Calaya 2 cruise ship found itself in uncharted territory. It was returning to Argentina after visiting the Antarctic Peninsula, but was suddenly struck by vicious weather. According to the captain, a 30-foot wave gushed over the deck, smashed the windows of the bridge, and knocked out the engines and communications. They immediately declared an emergency, especially as there was now nothing they could do to prevent the ship from being pummeled by 55-mile-an-hour winds, and the top priority became taking care of the 160 passengers and crew that were on board. Fortunately, there was another ship nearby that was able to pass a satellite phone to the Calaya 2, so they could call for assistance, and the engineer was able to get the engines working again, albeit limited to a speed of just 5 miles an hour. Eventually accompanied by an Argentine warship, the vessel made it back to harbor without any injuries to those on board. Afterward, the captain said that after almost 160 trips along the same route, he had never seen anything quite like what happened that day, proving that no matter how experienced you are, the oceans can still throw up surprises.
There's something else that bugs me no end. I was asking my grandson, every time I go online to check my bank account and stuff, they started sending a code to my phone, and I have to punch that code in to get into my bank account. Well, I'm sick of that because I don't know how to work the phone to get the stinking code out of there, and I have to call my grandson in here to find the code for me. That phone will do so much, and I don't have a clue how to do any of that. Sometimes I can answer the phone, but most of the time I can't do it. But he was in here a while ago, and I was talking about the difference, what time it is here and what time it is in Australia, because I'm fixing to do a live stream with Been Living with Big G, and he's in Australia. Well, there's about 18 hours difference in our time. Like right now, it is 4:00 p.m. And I can click, let's see, I can click, let me do it and see what time it is in Australia. But there's several different time zones in Australia. But it's 4:00 here. It's 4:00 here, and this is Monday, 4 p.m. in the late, well, not late evening, but in the evening. And in the Canberra, Australia, it is 8:00 a.m. Tuesday, tomorrow morning. So, but I don't know what's, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got 9 different time zones. And then they got, after some of them, like it's 3:30 a.m. and Coco's Keeling Island. Then it's got in parentheses there, it says UTC plus 6:30. What the crap does that mean? But back to what I was telling you. So my grandson takes up the phone and he goes on there and asks it a question and it gives him an answer. I don't know how to do that. I see my daughter using that feature on hers all the time, but I don't know how to do it. The only reason I got a phone is when I go out on my scooter, in case I have a problem or get into trouble of some kind, that I can call home. But heck, I can't call home. I have to get somebody, a stranger, to take my phone and call home for me. Bugs me no end. There's a lot of things that bugs me no end. I don't know why, but I have a soft spot for women with no husband, women with babies, but they don't have a husband, or in a lot of cases, not even a boyfriend. And they're on their own with them babies. And a lot of them got deadbeat dads that's not going to help them financially. Now, a lot of them girls make their bed and they're having to lay in it, but it's just a shame that there's so many deadbeat dads out there. And I've noticed over the years, I'd see some girl walking. I used to hang out at this Pioneer Country store. It was like a little neighborhood grocery store, and a lot of guys hung out there and stuff. A lot of old farts like me. And these girls that you've seen grow up, they come in there 15, 16, 17 years old, and got a big belly on them, they're pregnant. Not married. And they act like that being pregnant is a badge of honor or something at that time. But 2, 3, 4 years down the road, when they got like 3 or 4 babies, they're not so proud. I don't know. I feel bad for them. They have the babies. In most cases, they're the ones winding up raising them, taking care of them, and no husband, no boyfriend. It's just, I just feel for them. Now my daughter, she's in the same boat, but she didn't have, she was 20 years old before she had a baby. And her babies have never been never had to suffer as far as not being taken care of and being loved and all that. But that's one thing that bugs me. I don't know why I got a soft spot for them, but I do. Alright, here's something else that I think about. My little dog, and you'll see a picture over here. Bailey. She's about 5 years old now, so that means she's getting close to middle age. I would love to be able to live at least 20 more years. I'd like to make it to 100. But then I think, well, if I live that long, all probability, my dog's not going to live to 25 years. Matter of fact, if she makes it 10 more years, I would be surprised. But if I live to 100, that means I'm going to lose that girl somewhere along the way. And I hate the thoughts of that. And on the other hand, if I die like soon, she'll be losing me. And there ain't nobody gonna take care of her like I do. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I know when I go in the hospital and stuff, she misses me and stuff. She's my baby, and she sleeps with me every night. But that's just some of the things that bother me. I'm going to be doing a live stream with Been Living with Big G. I've just not got the time frame. I was going to do it tomorrow, but I think I'm going to put it off till I can find out more about what time. It'll be a live stream and it will be public. It's not going to be private. So I'll get the wrinkles ironed out of that. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around that time difference. That's 18 hours, and they're in Tuesday morning already. So I'm gonna check the time again at 5 o'clock. Now I know that day, that morning, that middle of the night that I did a live stream around 4 o'clock, 4 a.m., he come on, he was up. But I'm not sure what time it was in Australia. And I'm not sure what his time zone is. And they got like Cocos, Keeling Islands, Christmas Island, Perth, looks like EUCLA and Darwin and Brisbane, Adelaide, Adelaide, and Lord Howe Island and Norfolk Island. So I don't know. And it ranges anywhere from 3, right now it ranges anywhere from 3 a.m. to 8:54 a.m. So I didn't realize Australia was so big. But it is. And you would think as big as it is, they would have more than 25 million people. But that's what their population, 25.36 million. That's not a lot. And I think we got, what, 200 million in our country? Anyway, catch you in the next video. Next video. I'll see you folks.